So we were texting back and forth a little bit, and you said that you get quite a few days out afield every waterfowl season. About how many days are you hunting every year?
So I averaged somewhere in the 50s. Last year I did 54 different hunts. Some of the or 54 different days of hunts, but some of the hunts were like I'd go out in the morning and then go back out in the afternoon and stuff like that. But I did 54 days in the field last year. The year before that I did 57. I think like my 5-year rolling average is somewhere around like 51, 52. I had a couple of years where I was in the upper 40s, so that kind of brings it down. But I'm right around that like 50-day mark of actual hunting. Days in the field a year, I'm usually somewhere around 100, like of days in the boat scouting, days out doing whatever. It's usually somewhere in the 100 range. I'm in the field.
Yeah. So what's the logistics of that look like? Do you have a lot of personal time off, or is your work schedule narrowed down to a few days a week, or how are you pulling that off?
So how it pulls off is sleep deprivation is how it works. So I actually work second shift during duck season. I have an advantage where I kind of have a deal worked out where I get to work second shift. So starting September 1st through January 1st, I work second shift. And my second is 2:30 to 11 o'clock. And that really works out because a lot of the spots I like to hunt are an hour from my house or an hour from work. And we're allowed to be on the water at midnight on a lot of the spots. So on days that I really think I need to get to a spot, I'll leave from work, go home, pick up the gun because I can't have a gun at work, and then go straight out to the marshes and then go sleep in the marshes. Yeah, I'll get out to a spot at 12:31 in the morning, sleep for 4 or 5 hours until, that like 30, 40 minutes before sunrise, set up decoys, get the blind ready, do that kind of stuff. Hunt for a couple hours, usually try to be off the water by about 10 o'clock, get back home, take a shower, take a nap, wake up, go back to work for 8 hours, head back out to the marsh. That's like the in-season type of thing. So extreme sleep deprivation is how it works out.
Are you working like 5 days a week, or how's that work out?
Actually,
Jeez, man.
I'm
That's
doing
dedication.
Yeah, my job, I actually end up working. It's actually the average probably is closer to 6 days a week, especially during like that time of year. That's when we actually get really busy, which is really unfortunate. But I'm working 6-7 days a week and then just doing that. And then usually if I take a day off from hunting, it's a Saturday or a Sunday because that's when the marshes are all busy. I have the option where I've been out there for 5 days. So if unless there's something that's going to be really good, I'll just sleep in those days, or I'll go hit up a private field where I don't have to be up so early on the weekends and I don't have to fight people.
Yeah. So juggling that, and that's probably pretty strenuous for trying to have any relationships or anything like that, I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. If you don't duck hunt, I don't talk to you for about 3 or 4 months out of the year. I mean, just putting it how it is. Like I love doing it, and I hit it really hard. And the relationships do kind of take a backdoor. I'll be honest, but do what you got to love, right?
Absolutely, for sure. So throughout the season, are you targeting any specific species of duck based on location, time of the year, or are you more of an opportunist?
I think it's an opportunity based thing, but the opportunities usually come in waves here. So I'm far enough north that we still have breeding stock, right? I shouldn't say I'm far enough south that we're still in the breeding area. So we still have breeding wood ducks, breeding mallards. It's pretty uncommon for us to have breeding gadwall or pintail around here. But like mallards, wood ducks, geese for sure, all breed here. So at the beginning part of the year, we're shooting local birds. We don't have to wait for a migration to come in. Obviously, we start with teal during our early teal season. We get the big teal pushes that come through. Sometimes we hit them great during teal season. Sometimes teal season is 5 days too early or too late. It just kind of is how it is. But we get the early teal early, so that's what I go after because they're here. And then I love wood duck hunts. Them early season wood ducks there's something about them things screaming through the timber and just, it sounds like hellfire everywhere. There's a million people out in the marshes and out in the sloughs. And I really enjoy those hunts. And like I said, those, as the wood ducks kind of get pressured and move off and find different spots that you can't really get to, that's when we start to usually get our first push of like the pintail, gadwall, the early migrator birds. And again, based on weather. But when they show up, I start targeting them and targeting places that I know they'll be. when the mallards show up, I'll start targeting them. And then, like I said, as soon as the divers show up, all the puddle duck decoys get stashed away into the garage, and we pull out all the diver decoys, and that's all I do for the rest of the year. I couldn't care less if we had 1 million mallards falling into somewhere else. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go hunt divers.